What's up, guys? So we're going to be going through the best B2B triage framework that we have tested for our clients. And so if you're an agency owner or you sell B2B services, this will work for you. A recent example is we took a client from 70K a month to his first 100K a month in the first month of implementing the script, and one of our proven setters to actually use it. So fundamentals when it comes to using this framework are to never assume anything except for the sale. So one thing a lot of sales reps will do, or just setters in general, is they will assume things on the call. Like, oh, what's your goal revenue? Is it like 50K, 100K? Like they'll give them options as opposed to just keeping the question open-ended. And they'll say things like, oh, I assume you're just looking for more leads, not really, XYZ and stuff. It's stuff like that that really can kill a sale. So never assume anything except for the sale, which means that once we do get to the part where we pitch the call, the sales call, we're going to say with confidence that, yeah, man, based on what you've told me, we can definitely help. And then the obvious next step is to book the call. Never set the expectation that we can help before we actually pitch the call. So during the actual discovery phase of the triage framework, we are not suggesting to them that we are assuming that we can help them yet. Because if we can maintain this frame, we're not going to deal with things like, oh, just tell me the price, or, any sort of sales resistance. That will go away if you can maintain this frame of, I don't know if we can actually help you yet. It lets the prospect's guard down. It allows them to open up even more. And that's how we actually get information out of them. And then lastly, make sure you hold authority frame. So don't let the prospect control the call. Whoever's asking the questions is the one that controls the frame of the call. And the reality is the prospect came to us for a solution, not the other way around. So make sure that you act like it and hold your frame. So in terms of the framework itself, when you're opening up, small thing here, you never want to say, hey, is this name? You just want to say, hey, name, because it sounds more familiar. So just be like, hey, Joey, how are you doing today? Automatically you sound familiar, as if like I should know who you are. And you say, oh, this is just Joey with Scale with Setters. Looks like you clicked on our ad around lead generation for your business. And they get the response. Great, I have about 10 minutes or so before my next call here, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't leave you hanging. I'm just curious, what specifically got you interested in reaching out? And then they were going to say, oh, looking for more leads, looking for more business, whatever the case is. Got it. I guess, what are you currently doing with your marketing right now? The whole point of this part is to figure out what the problem is. Let's isolate the main problem that they actually came in off of, whether they're coming in off an ad or like organic content. What is the main problem we're looking to solve here? Isolate that problem, not the symptom of the problem, but the problem itself. And then we can go into background questions. So I like to isolate the problem and then background questions, where we're asking like what type of business they run. Obviously, if they're like filling out a form and you know some of this information already, then don't ask them it, because they're going to be like, wait, didn't I just fill out a form with this? So make sure that you're like referencing the form if you want to confirm certain bits of information. And then asking them if they have a business partner. Then you go back to problem awareness. So now that you have the problem isolated, you want to get them to expand on what they meant by that. What makes them say that that's the biggest challenge? How is that specifically impacting the business right now? And then you want to probe current efforts. So what have they actually tried to solve the problem? Now, you don't have to ask every single one of these questions. This is just a guideline. On a setting call in general, you don't want to dig more than one layer deep, because it's not a closing call. So you can ask a question and you can dig one layer deep, and that's about it. So I'd get a clear idea of what they've tried to solve this problem before, and maybe how that solution actually, panned out for them, why they think it didn't work. And then you go into desired outcomes. So let's say you were able to solve whatever the problem is. What's the ultimate goal for you here? I like to keep that a little bit open-ended. I don't like to ask them directly, like, how much revenue do you want to make? Because everybody asks that nowadays. So let's keep it less salesy and just keep it open-ended. Because some people, they might not be thinking about revenue. They might be thinking about leads or something different. So, okay, In terms of revenue, what does that look like? Okay. What would goal revenue enable you to do? We want to get an idea of like, okay, you have this goal of getting more leads or getting more sales, but why do you have this goal? What would that actually enable you to do? Right? Oh, it would allow me to, expand my team, hire more crews, scale the business. Okay, cool. This is my favorite part here. This is where we really build urgency in terms of their situation and why they need to make a change right now. So, based on their past attempts, you can basically recap and say, okay, so you spent, $5,000 with this other marketing agency and they got you, 30 leads that basically didn't turn into anything for you. However, your goal is to get to, $250K a month. So it sounds like you're about, let's just say they're at like 50. Oh, it sounds like you're about 200 grand off every single month of where you're hoping to be. Did I get that math right? Yeah. Okay. Well, can I ask you a straightforward question then? Yeah, of course. If you didn't solve this problem and you kept dealing with bad lead quality, slow months, whatever the problem is. Slow months would be a symptom, but bad lead quality or lack of a consistent lead generation source for the next 3, 6, 12 months, what happens then? And then say like, oh, well, my crews wouldn't have work. I'd probably start losing guys. I would lose my momentum. Like, it's just not a good spot to be in, right? So that's helping them sort of internalize the consequences of not fixing the problem. Then this is where you actually set the appointments. This is the pitch. Cool. Well, based on our conversation, it sounds like we can definitely help you. Typically, where we go from here is we set up a call with our closer. We're not going to actually say closer, just their name. What we like to do actually is we like to call the closer a co-founder, because people these days, they don't want to talk to anybody who isn't the founder. Usually they always like talking with founders. So I would say our co-owner or co-founder, who will dive a bit deeper into your situation to see how we can help you get to goal. Before the call, I'll send over a short video that breaks down the framework so you're fully prepared for the discussion. That way we can use the call to focus on how this would apply directly to your business. Sound good? Yes. And then you can send them a pre-call video if you have it. Best thing to do as well is any sort of relevant client case study that you have that relates directly to their problem or goal that they have. That's also very effective. And then basically you want to assume the set. So that's why you're not really asking them if they want to hop on a call. You're just assuming the set. You're like, typically where we go from here is we get you set up on a call. Then you propose 2 times, with always set within 48 hours. I mean, ideal is within 24, but I like to propose a slot for the next day and the day after that. So I'll just be like, okay, cool. So I'm just pulling up our co-founder's calendar right now. It looks like he has 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow or 4 p.m. Eastern the next day. Would either of those work for you? Then you send over the invite, and this is key. You want to make sure that they actually receive it and hit yes on the invite, confirm it, so that they actually have it on their calendar. And then if yes, okay, perfect, you're all set. And then this is how we like to frame the call to help with show rates. You're going to be setting up a call here with closer. He's a very busy person. He literally has like an hour of time to spare. So if for some reason you can't make it, you need to let me know, because I don't want to waste any of his time. We really want to make sure we emphasize this. And what this does is it helps position, who they're going to be talking with as an authority as well, and get them to respect their time. Then you want to make sure that they're actually going to watch the video you sent them. And that's about it. Then you end it off there. All right, that's all I've got. Talk soon. Don't ask them if they have any questions. A lot of setters like to do that. Oh, okay, cool. Do you have any questions? No, because all that does is open up the floor for potential objections, which we don't need to do. So that's the framework. This has worked very well. And we were able to actually, we had a client who was really struggling with show rates before he worked with us. He was about like 40% show rates. We were able to get that up to 60, and it's still climbing with this framework. Very, very cold traffic offer. And like I said, client just hit a record month within a month of implementing this. And we have multiple clients doing multiple 6 figures a month with this framework. So give it a shot. Let me know if you have any questions on this. And I will see you in the next video.